hiding somewhere. Alright. Where do I hide though? There, over here. Perfect.
Alright, okay.
So, we're gonna be watching this. And it's gonna be awesome. Thank you so much for playing Eternal Games. I'm having a blast having you around. You're a fine person. You tend to give up very early in games. You tend to leave too early or to give up on yourself when really you have still a chance, or where you can try to hide something and you know be a spine in the back of people that are hurting you. Like someone kills you early, you want to make them pay for that. You want to use your Zeppelin to reveal what they have. You want to use every single thing that you have to mess them around. That's what I do. If you look at me when I'm getting killed very early, which happens a lot because people like to focus me for some reason, when I die very early, you will see me being a spine in the ass of everyone that did that. I will be everywhere on the map where I can be. Every single peon that I have will try to come back in the game. And that is a healthy thing, because sometimes the game gets very, like the games can be very balanced, and a single peon can actually have a big impact in a very balanced game sometimes. So even when sometimes you're supposed to be dead and you rebuild from the shadow and you start fighting again. And that happened to Mad Lester today. Mad Lester in one game he got killed and he came back in the game with ogres at the end, and that made a big difference. We're going to be watching this game. We have two teams. We have Mr. Border King here in blue playing the Azeroth humans and starting where? I'm not going to say because I'm not muted in Discord. Good luck, have fun, guys. And starting here on the top right corner. Now that I'm muted in Discord, this is going to be better. He's starting right here. And his allies are Mr. Paolo in purple playing the Twilight Hammer clan and starting here right below him. And last but not least in that team we have Mr. PBR. For the King PBR and Paolo PBR in black playing the Gilneas humans. Almost another whoopsies, yeah. It is getting late. We've been streaming for almost 6 hours. So I might be making mistakes there and there, but it is what it is. It is never. It is never because I want to make them, right? I'm a good person. He's repairing the tower that's not upgraded, unfortunately. Can he upgrade it? Yes, he can. And that is going to be Mr. Nighttime in yellow. Playing the Horde Traitors, he's going to be trying to repair that tower and not let it die to a Guard Tower. That would be quite bad. He has a hole here, which is quite a strong building. And that's going to be fine. Now, Nighttime doesn't have a Rax because he wants to focus on his economy right now. He wants to build up. And he probably wants to be making peons as well from this hole whenever he can. But right now, because it's under threat of that tower, he doesn't want to bother. And he's right to do so. He's also trying to get a duel here with my old spot. Look at that sneaky Nighttime trying to get all the gold of the map where he can. It has another one on your starting point now. Yeah. It is Nighttime. Nighttime is getting a nice duel here. And someone is fighting over here. Oh my god. We have some fighting from Seuss getting attacked by Mr. Border King. Seuss has not upgraded his tower, and this tower is actually exposed because you can see it can be attacked from that one tile. So I'm not even sure it's worth it to upgrade it, because as soon as Border King sees that being upgraded, it's going to stand a footman forward. Although we have some grunts, and that gun is just going to protect it. It's going to stand the ground here, and the second grunt is going to be making that a 2v1 choke point, which should keep that tower quite safe. I hope for him that it is not a cannon tower. Yeah, it's probably a Guard tower. It's probably because if the grunt dies, the cannon tower becomes useless. So that's why you want to have that a Guard tower and not a cannon if you can. Because if it's a cannon, it's a dead cannon. Yeah, it's a Guard tower. Alright, that's good. A good defense here. It's going to be alright. It's not the perfect defense, but it is good enough for him to stay alive, at least for the time being. Now, we do have Mr. Paolo scouting the nighttime expansion here in my old spot, and that is quite unlucky for nighttime. I don't really like that tower because it's outside. Towers are known to have very little HPs, and so they are quite easy to kill and bet. But we do have a cannon tower here. I really don't like that tower, honestly. It is not a good tower. But the cannon tower behind the hole is going to be just enough. Probably they want to be breaking that duel. But you never know. It is what it is. At least with the duel, he's going to grab a lot of attention from his opponents to himself, and that is going to give a lot of room to his partners to thrive. And the partners of Nighttime are none other than Mr. Madluster77 in white playing the Dragon Moklan Orcs. He's going to go for a power build, and he's probably going to be getting some nice ogres. We have already a second Rax being added to the first one, and we have the Altar of Storm, so this is going to be the Ogre Rush. Ogre Rust, actually. I just realized now that it is going to be a top versus bottom, where the bottom side is owned by Seuss, Nighttime, and Madluster versus the top side, who is going to be PBR, Paolo, and for the king. So it's this side versus this side. It's two L shape, pretty much. Very fair game when you consider just the gold. The only problem I see is on the side of Nighttime. It is Nighttime who's going to get the duel. I would rather have had a player like Madluster getting that duel, because Madluster is a much faster player than Nighttime, and so he's going to reach tech. He's going to be able to use that money a little bit better. But in the meantime, this is what it gets, you know, like PBR, you don't get that much better than PBR when it comes to having a duel. PBR is going to be very, very strong. But he could do, you know, he could mistake. He's also playing the humans, not the orcs, so no loss for him. And that could backfire at some point. At the same time, we can see that Seuss is rushing with grunts here in the base of blue, but obviously on a map like this, it is very hard to win on a rush. You can see how easily defendable these spots are, and it is going to be quite hard for those grunts to overcome these defenses. We have a 2v1 choke point here for the footman and a cannon tower behind. This is going to be getting rid of those grunts quite easily, and so blue should be safe for now. He has a fortress, he's going to get mage towers, I believe. No Griffin Aviaries, alright, that is a new thing, I didn't expect that. Okay, so Griffin Aviaries, not a bad choice, it is useful. I mean, I can't lie, I'm not gonna lie, I won on that map with Griffins, so it is possible to do that, but it is quite hard, not gonna lie. A much harder plan to win with Griffins than to win with Lust and DKs. DKs are going to be able to defend, to destroy defenses. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. No, no, no. Not a good move at all. Bad. Yeah, move back. Yeah, you need to scout before you do that, and you need to bring in a DK, I hope, because he has the DK temple. I saw him build it. So I hope for him that he has a Death Knight somewhere, and he's going to need the temple. He needs the temple to destroy the towers, and then he can burst in, because oh my goodness, all right, so the player dueling is going to use his money for Griffins, and that is very scary because he's fast and he's got them very early. Now if Nighttime was caught up and he was on Fortress and he had the Temple of the Damned, Nighttime would be fine right now. I would not even consider that Griffin move to be deadly. But the problem is Nighttime is super far from getting Fortress. He's not Fortress yet. He doesn't have any tower that is going to be birds on your face way too early for you to do anything. And I'm expecting Nighttime. Because he's Nighttime, unfortunately, he might leave as soon as he sees the Griffins, and I don't want that to happen, because if that happens, that means that the game is just over, and it is not. Like, honestly, we still have a lot, and you see Nighttime is going to get that lumber mill attacked. He needs to start building towers, build another lumber mill in his expansion. That is how you react to this. You basically build a lumber mill here, and you start building towers on your expo. This is what you do, exactly. And you need to build a lumber mill ASAP, because you see that is the main target of the Griffins. They're gonna go for that lumber mill. Build a 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 lumber mill. Build. Yeah, you lost your lumber mill. You can't upgrade. You need a lumber mill. There you go. That's good. And you need to start building towers here as well. But it is the one thing you need to do. And axe throwers. But it is going to be super hard. And now we do have Griffins here. Panic mode, indeed, indeed. But don't panic. If that happens to you, never panic. The goal of the air player is going to have your to kill your lumber mill and stop your options to defend him, to defend against the dragons. So your goal is going to be having towers and rebuild that lumber mill as fast as possible. When he's attacking you, you see he's going for your lumber mill, just build another one elsewhere. And the further away as possible from his dragons, so that you have the time to build it up and start making archers and towers. This is the best you can do. And you see, as soon as the tower is up, the Griffins are out. They need to do damage. Now the Death Knight is level 3, but it's gonna die instantly, and that is a problem. Oh noes. Yeah, that is a dead Death Knight. If there is such a thing. Okay, now we're gonna decay. I don't like death and decay too much in the gold flow, but it is what it is. You need to kill those things eventually. So I would have loved coil. Coil is a good spell to use as the Death Knights against Griffins because they don't kill your own peons. That said, you need to have a lot more Death Knights than just one to do that. One Death Knight can kill 6 dragons if it gets a good Death and Decay, and he's gonna do just that. He's gonna do a lot of damage to these Griffins. He's gonna kill 3 of them with 1 Death and Decay, and you know that a Griffin being 2,500 gold, this is obviously a good trade, even if you have to kill a few of your peons to do that. The Axor is here. We have a lot more Axor being produced. Axors can be cost efficient against Griffins. They are always cost efficient against Griffins, but you can make them even more cost efficient by having the Berserk upgrade, because it gives them 10 more HP, and the 10 HP do make them last a little bit longer against splash damage. So if there's one upgrade that you want to have, that would be that one. The 1 damage upgrade is not good enough for the price, but I mean, the first upgrade is okay, but the second one is too expensive, I believe. But the second one, the Berserk upgrade, pretty good. Usually you don't really want that upgrade unless there is like massed Griffins like that. Like if there is mass Griffins, that becomes more relevant. If you have like only few, like there you go. See, Nighttime is safe. He has built towers up, and he's starting to expand his towering here as well. Now the Griffins, unfortunately, they fall back pretty fast. If you don't kill a player with them early, you're gonna have trouble fighting off anything there. And why is there a hole in the middle of the map here? I don't know. I think he wanted to slow down the ogres to try and defend. He's making mages there. That is much better. Mages are the best, the most cost-efficient unit in the game, and so you want to get them. He is going to be able to actually blizzard that gold flow. I mean, on that side, killing the peons that come out. See, he's gonna do exactly what I just said. He's gonna target the blizzard on that tile, and it's gonna reach all the way down. And that is what he is going to do to try and stop Nighttime from being able to mine. It is not bad at all. Now we have 3 guard towers. They are going to be fighting the Griffins from Blue. Blue seems to be really stuck into making Griffins, though he has mages as well. It is a pretty good human game, I would say, with a lot of Griffins, a lot of mages, and a few knights to keep the pressure on and force the orc players to go for lust. And he's fighting very disadvantageously here with a 2v5, sorry, and unlusted as well, which was pretty inefficient. There are still the Griffins up there, and they are going to do a little bit of damage, helping the knights, although 2 knights are not going to be lasting very long against those ogres. Maybe the Griffins are going to try and punish the ogres for what they did. And we do have 2 Death Knights here. And I like the fact that Madness is not really starting to make more peons, though. I would love... Okay, he chopped. That's good. He's looking forward to getting that gold. He wants to get mages as fast as possible. So what he wants to kill are the Griffins. You don't want to lose your DKs there. So if you can use coil, that is the best. 1 coil here kills 3. Yeah, I think 1 coil kills the 3. Yeah. So you need 1 coil right there, and it heals your DK back as well. It's really unlucky that he is not, planning on doing that. I need to move my peon in a place that is not gonna be death and decayed. I need to be very careful. I'm in a spot that probably is gonna be decayed at some point. Alright. Purple sapping all the way through to try and kill red in his base. That is an interesting turn of event. I was not expecting that. Paolo pushing forward. He's gonna kill that tower for sure. I don't see that tower surviving here. But it's gonna kill a few ogre. The peons are gonna run back. I don't think they can really. Yeah, I don't think the ogres can really clean everything, but they're gonna be in right now, and with the help of a few DKs, he can get rid of those towers. Red is in big trouble. He's not mining because the mine exploded, and he's not chopped toward any gold mine except this one, but he can't reach it. So red is probably dead right there. Seuss is gonna re-reap. It's gonna be the first player to fall. So very good play by Paolo. We have more mages, more blizzard, and a lot more griffins. Those griffins are gonna take a lot of splash damage here from the blizzard, and one is dead by the hands of his own mage. That is unfortunate. We're gonna have to send some letters to the dwarven wife of that man, of that dwarf, and we're gonna have to explain that his husband, her husband, has been deleted by a mage, but it was all in good fun for the alliance prevailed regardless of her husband dying for nothing. It's probably horrible. Imagine receiving the letter. Anyways, Eternal seems to be trying to chop to the center to get that mine at the center here. He's looking pretty good. Paolo has not managed to finish red yet. Is blue mining? Yes, he is. Mining from the top side here, and PBR is going to be mining here as soon as he starts building a hole over there. He has produced a lot of griffins as well. Although I'm surprised this time we don't have... I mean, it is for the king, he's not making a heal, of course. And he's fighting lusted ogres, unfortunately that is quite unlucky for him. But he has a griffin out there, and the griffin is like, you can't hit me! Anyways, he's very happy. We can tell that that griffin must be feeling very, very happy up in the air, and the ogre is not able to hit him. This is a fun to watch match, by the way, and I agree. It is a pretty good match. Those griffins had a big impact in the game, but Nighttime has managed to survive so far, and that could actually very, very well backfire. Paolo has managed to do a lot of damage to red, and that is the one thing that gives me hope for the PBR team, because PBR has spent a lot of money on those griffins, and really he only managed to kill a few things, but the griffins were not all cost efficient there. There's a lot of money that was spent on them, and I'm not sure they got their value worth exactly there. But there is a lot more gold where it came from, and PBR is a very strong macro player, so you can see how much peons he has. He's definitely not out of the game yet. Still a lot of gold to mine. 50k get there if he wants them. He can afford wasting a few if he's gonna mine 10 times as many, 10 times as much as his opponents. Nighttime though, doing a pretty good job, but he's not really chopping to get to that gold mine, and I find it very, very sad that White, although White has managed to chop there, now he's not really spending any time chopping down the tops. Oh, never mind, never mind, he's trying to get there as well. That would be great. He's using his DKs to kill the griffin here. They are gonna be doing just that very fine. Very nicely. We have no more griffins for black here, that's great. He could be building a tower here as well. That would be a quite good tower. It would protect the gold mine and force the griffins to stand either near that gold mine or this one, and there's only one spot, it's above the hole. It's a lot harder to hit if you have that one tower on that side. Now we do have more griffins for PBR. He's going to be going toward that center, and he's going to be having to fight a few Axorus level 2 with the level 1 attack upgrade, I believe. It is decent enough. It's going to help. It is pretty cheap to get, so I understand if you're going to make a lot of Axorus, I understand you getting the upgrade, but I think these are the last units of red. So Seuss, it is Barut Donor. It is his last stand there. It's like, bye. that is the last farm of Seuss. Unfortunately, he has some Zeppelins, but I mean that is what it is. Paolo, this is the last farm of Seuss. If you can keep that alive, that would be very, very nice. Even if he's using his Zeppelins, would be pretty nice to do. Alright. Griffins use the Forge upgrade. No, they don't. Griffins don't get upgrades. They stay level 1 the whole game, but they are strong enough. They don't need the upgrades. They don't use the upgrades. Same as dragons, by the way. Dragons don't use upgrades either. Well, to be fair, if you look at griffins, they don't carry swords or shields. So it makes sense that they don't benefit from the shield upgrades or the sword upgrades. Because they have a hammer, and the hammer, well... although you can make the sword more sharp, the hammer doesn't really benefit from that. It's true. It's different... not upgrade. You could argue it is legit. As for the dragons, well, the dragons don't use axes and they don't use shields either, so... But knights use hammer too. It is true. It is true. That's why I'm like, yeah. Knights, they do use... as a primary weapon, they use a lance hammer. But... who tells you they don't have a sword on their side? Maybe they do. What do you know? Look at that boy. Maybe he has a sword hidden somewhere. Maybe up in but anyways. Ogres don't use weapons at all and benefit from the upgrades. Hey, you never know. You don't know what's in that bag. You don't you don't know what's in the bag. What's in the bag? Anyways. I would not presume there is nothing in the bag. Marbles in a sock. True. PBR still doing damage there. Oh my god. I think Seuss dying to the attack of Paolo there is what is tilting the balance of the game a little bit. Nighttime had done a very good job. He had lost a few peons because of the early Griffin rush, which he hadn't seen coming. But that is a lot of money from PBR there. And the main issue is Madlister has mined a little bit, but he's far from having as much gold. Even Paolo is making dragons now. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. But as you can see, they don't really need upgrades because their role, they are playing it, they are, you know, feeling it very well. Like, as you can see, ogres get kind of deleted there. It is funny in Warcraft 2 because besides the spells, the units themselves are very well balanced. If you don't count in the spells, the balance between every unit in the tech tree is amazing. Dragons are not too strong, but not too weak. And if you compare that to Warcraft 1, it is incredible. Like the balance, like every unit in Warcraft 2 matters and has a very good role to play. Hey there, Cax. How are you doing, my friend? Are you gonna play Warcraft 2? We're doing great. We're watching a lot of games. We're playing a lot of games.